Hi everybody. I had attempted to, do this movie review on my cell phone, and well, my internet decided to go up yours with my phone, and it got taken forever and ever and ever. So I just was like, forget it. I'm just gonna go get my laptop out, and I'm gonna just do it that way. Be done with it. So it is what it is. I actually have, as of right this second, three movie reviews to do. It was going to be two, but I remembered there was a third one I forgot to do. And if I think of any other ones while I'm shooting this one or the other two on here, well, guess what? You're going to end up with three movie reviews at least. So, for starters, this movie I just finished watching with Tony off of Netflix a little while ago. And it's Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I have to tell you, that movie is absolutely it's ridiculous. I mean, it's something, that, like I said in that video, that I would have, put on here, that it was absolutely, cheesy. Uh, because it is. I mean, it's geared towards little kids, and it was, released back in the 80s. Like I believe 1988. And this was one of the ones that actually was released in 1985. I just looked it up here on Wikipedia. It is one of those movies that made Tim Burton famous. I mean, it helped him get the Batmans that he did, with Michael. The first two with like Michael Keaton and everything. There's a couple of people that, well, I mean, besides Paul Reubens, who plays obviously Pee Wee Herman, there's a couple of people in this movie that are actually also in other movies with Tim Burton. Like, for example, Mark Holton. He plays Francis Buxton in this movie, and he's also in the two Teen Wolf movies and A League of Their Own. He plays the adult in A League of His Own, for example, A League of Their Own. He plays Stillwell Angel at the end of that movie. He's the one that was the little kid in the movie. He's like, "You're gonna lose, you stink." That Tom Cruise hits him in the face with a baseball glove, and the kid just falls over. He plays the adult version of that kid in that movie. He's also in the two Teen Wolf movies as Chunky. Something in this movie that I noticed when I was watching it earlier tonight with Tony, and I started laughing because, okay, if Mark Holton is supposed to be playing a kid, I mean, granted, they did their best to make sure he wasn't like a hairy man, okay, but there's a couple of things that they missed. Okay, and this is at the beginning of the movie. Okay, so it's not like, going to ruin anything. And I'm sure y'all going to go watch the movie now. It's on Netflix, by the way. What it is okay. He's supposed to be playing a kid. I get it. But they forgot to shave his armpits. I'm serious. There's a scene towards the beginning of the movie. It's shortly after Pee-wee's bike gets stolen. And he goes to the Buxton's house to ask Francis, who's Mark Holton's character, what happened to Pee-wee's bike. Mark Holton's in the tub in boxer shorts, okay, or swim trunks, and he's playing in the tub, whatever. They forgot to shave his armpits. I'm serious. He's got hairy armpits. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, how could you guys, like, totally miss it? Like, if you're going to shoot the scene, at least shave his armpits, to make it a little more plausible. I mean, unless, y'all know 8-year-old boys with hairy armpits. I mean, I ain't never known a little boy to have hairy armpits, thank you, okay? But that aside, I mean, the movie's cute. Yeah. Uh, let's see. There's, uh, oh, Diane Salinger is in this movie. She plays Simone in this movie. Um, the reason why I mentioned Diane by name here is, of course she's in this movie and she plays Simone. Uh, Now, I know I did a movie review of this a while back. Okay. She and Paul Rubens, Pee-wee, if you watch the very beginning part of Batman Returns, the very beginning, they are the Cobblepots. Diane Salinger and Paul Rubens are Penguin's parents, the Cobblepots. That's, they've known each other for years, obviously, prior to them making Batman Returns, because they were in this movie together. In fact, the part that introduces Diane Salinger's character in this movie is actually where, where Pee-wee gets thrown out of the car with Mickey. And what's funny is, and I mentioned this in the video that I unfortunately wasn't able to upload, but on Facebook lately, like the past, I'd say week or two, what happened is there's the scene with the truck driver, Marge. It's been circulating around Facebook from this movie. And it's funny, because it's like it gets picked up. Okay, Pee-wee gets picked up after Mickey gets mad and throws Pee-wee out of the car at the beginning of the movie. And he's like, she gets picked up. She picks him up. Pee-wee gets picked up by Marge. And, he gets in. He says, "Thanks for picking me up." And she's like, "On this very night, 10 years ago, in fog just like this, I've seen the worst accident I have ever seen." And, and she goes on, and Pee-wee's all getting scared and stuff. And she's like, "And when they pulled the driver's remains out of the twisted, burning metal, it looked like," and it does the claymation thing that Tim Burton is so famous for. Excuse me, my rib cage is itching now. And he's like, "I get off here." That whole scene has been floating around Facebook lately. And of course, my husband's mother's name is Margie. Y'all can guess where this is going. I have shared that with my husband on Facebook because, obviously my husband and I are friends on Facebook. And I said, "Yes, Marge sent you." LOL. And I tagged my husband and I say, "Tony, yes, your mother sent you." LOL. And that's like, I made sure that we watched that part together. And I'm like, "And your mother sent you." That's like that's that scene. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. The movie is funny. I mean, it's like parts of it are stupid. I mean, like the headlight glasses that he uses right before the Marge scene, completely stupid. I mean, but it's funny. I mean, I think it's. Let me look here. I've got Wikipedia pulled up here. It is I'm trying to remember. I think it's like a PG. I wouldn't swear to it, but I think this movie's like a PG. But I mean, it is just so hilarious. And as a side note, this movie spawned 2 sequels. I'm reading it right off of Wikipedia. This movie spawned 2 sequels: Big Top Pee-wee in 1988 and Pee-wee's Big Holiday this year. And Pee-wee's Big Holiday, incidentally, is on, I almost said Facebook, my ass. Excuse my language. Try Netflix. Because Tony and I were watching, Pee-wee's Big Adventure on Netflix, and that's how come I know it. Pee-wee's Big Holiday, which we didn't watch yet, was released on March 18th of this year, of 2016. Of course, you know, it's got my honey Joe Magliano in it, and I don't want to watch it. I read what Wikipedia says about it, and I'm like, no thanks. I don't want to watch it, even though between Alexander Skarsgård and Joe Magliano, I have problems. But that's my True Blood thing. Have some yummy man eye candy. Thank you. Uh, but back to Pee-wee's Big Adventure. This whole movie is absolutely tripping. Like, I'm sure you all remember me talking about, and I may have mentioned this movie when I did the two Elvira movies, Elvira's Haunted Hills and Elvira Mistress of the Dark. But Cassandra Peterson, who is Elvira, is in this movie. She's like in the middle of the movie where Pee-wee ends up in the biker bar. She's in that scene. Now, you have to keep in mind when you watch this movie that Cassandra isn't dressed up as Elvira in this movie. She would be as she looks outside of the costume, the Elvira costume. Although you'll know it's her. It's a dead giveaway. It's her. Look at her outfit. I mean, it's the whole low cut, the two top hoo-has hanging out kind of outfit. But she's got that beautiful red hair sticking out. Cassandra Peterson has the most beautiful head of red hair that I've seen on a lady. I mean, and she does. She's got that Lucille Ball red is what I call it, but it's that color. It's the same color as Lucille Ball's red hair, approximately. But yeah, that's about the same. But anyway, I mean, it's so funny. I mean, it's just and Texas is just as crazy. It's not like like if you were to get out and sing, the stars are bright or shine bright at night, deep in the heart of Texas, people will not stop and do that. I've been to Texas and I didn't do it, but I've been to Texas multiple times and they didn't do that, honey. I don't think they would, but I think it's funny. But yeah. That aside, I do really recommend this movie, especially, if you want to get your kids to watch, an older film that's geared towards kids and that's not like a cartoon because the kids are like getting older. Like I'm talking like 6 to 8 maybe. I mean, because it's more appropriate for like that age and like like elementary school age kids and maybe like kindergartners, like some smart kindergartners. I can think of one smart pre-K little person right now who would think this movie was hysterical. I won't say who it is, but that little person, I could kiss their little faces right off their little heads because I love that child so much. Well, and its siblings. Well, that's that. Anyway, I want to pause here because I want to get on to those other two movie reviews, all right? So hang on.